Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Uplate with Charlie Ranger. Now, we're going out live, and this series promises to have amazing interviews, wonderful acts, and me scouring through my wardrobe looking for something different to wear each week. Seriously, I'm being serious here. I'm probably going to be in a potato sack by week 3, but let's get off on the right foot, okay? Or the left, doesn't really matter as long as it's not the hands, because that only ever leads to handstands, which leads to the circus, which leads to carnies with their small hands, stealing stuff out of your pockets, and that's not good. But guys, no matter how rubbish my metaphors may be, I'm saying this show will be honest, okay? No bullshit. Take the title, for example. We get the irony, okay? Up Late with Charlie Ranger, a show that starts at 9:30 p.m. Like, we did float some other options. First one was Up at a Reasonable Hour with Charlie Ranger. Another was I've just put the kids to bed and now I'm up late with Charlie Ranger. Or Even My Nana's Up This Late with Charlie Ranger. But my personal favourite that didn't make the cut was, why is Channel 31 on Channel 44? Now, like any good Tonight Show, we have a live studio audience in the house, which is made up of cameramen and women and a couple of production assistants dotted around. They're standing there in the dark, kind of creepily watching me like peeping Toms looking through the window. Or peeping Thomases, because there's more than one of them. Tom eyes, if you will, you know? Oh, they love it. They're laughing. They're laughing right now. They love it. They're great. They really are. Ooh. Hey, we also have our very own in-house band with us this evening. It's Big Johnson and the Flash Pack. Ho-ho! Big Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Big Johnson, play us some of that blues jive you do so well. Noise. Beautiful noise. Ho! Big Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, whether we cross to them again or not, who's to say? Who's to say? I am. I'm the one to say. We're not crossing to them again. That was rubbish, Big Johnson. Big Johnson and the Flash Pack, you were rubbish. Go away. Go home. You've let yourself down like the balloon that took a pin to school. Hope. Now, guys, all right, let's move on from all of that. Tonight, we have an amazing show lined up for you. It's our first show, and we have got the leader of the Australian Sex Party, Fiona Patton. She is in the house. She's coming in for a chat. Now, if you do want to join in the discussion with her, you can using the hashtag Quanda. Also in the house, hailing from Tel Aviv, Beirut and Middle East Brunswick, we've got local band The Shabab. They're in the middle of a tour at the moment, so they're fresh back from Perth. We're very lucky to have them in performing for us. So guys, sit back, stand, lounge, loiter, or do whatever it is that floats your relaxation boat and stay up late with me, Charlie Ranger.
Stand by for VT, roll VT.
By taking a look at the week that wasn't. Why? Because we can. This week, Republican nominee Donald Trump again reinforced his desire to build a wall on the Mexican border. It's interesting language coming from old Trumpy Trump, isn't it? Building a wall between two groups of people. Kind of a nice metaphor for his whole campaign in a way. That was the week that was. But what about the week that wasn't? And why Donald? Well, because recently Pauline got back in the game. This week that wasn't, she didn't catch Donald's orange racist ear, and he didn't provide her an all-expenses-paid trip to visit him in Casa del Xenophobe, where they didn't casually chat about the shared flaws of Asian, Muslim and Mexican culture, which, coincidentally, wasn't the perfect foreplay in their puzzled and narrow-minded upbringings. Once Pauline didn't get to talking about the wonderful whites only sign she'd erected at the fish and chip shop in her younger days, it didn't prove to be too much for the both of them, not ending in a night of flamingly racist intercourse with dirty talk, the likes of, "Oh, you're so wonderfully white," and, "Oh, you're so wonderfully white under the orange," which almost makes me think of Asian people, which is an issue for me, but I'll let it go for now. An amazing Pauline Hanson voice there. All of this didn't prove that in the lowest depths of racist hearts, there's still room for compassion and love, even if it's only for someone that looks like a bag of flour. None of that happened, making that the week that wasn't. Also this week that wasn't, we didn't see our producers attempt to poach Sean McAuliffe from the ABC to host this show. The conversation didn't go something like this. "Yeah, hi, I was just hoping to have a chat with Sean. Oh, it's up late from Channel 31. Oh, that's weird, the line cut out. After not calling Sean repeatedly until both his receptionist and he didn't break down, he didn't take the call. "Sean, mate, how are you? It's up late again. Just wondering if you're keen on hosting a weekly show where, I don't know, you'll be the anchor. We'll get you doing some funny stuff and working some sketches and talking about current events and the like, sounds similar to Matt as what? Sean? Sean?" And after Sean didn't say yes, literally this time he didn't say yes, the producers got on to me, and I may or may not have taken the job before it was even offered. Happy families all round. None of that happened, making that also the week that wasn't. So guys, it's our first show. We're coming out to you live. We're going to have an amazing 10 shows lined up for you. As I say, tonight we've got an incredible interview. We've got the wonderful band playing. We're also going to do some pretty crazy out there stuff during the season. We've got this great one lined up. It's called Karaoke Coffee with famous people. And we're also going to do this other one, which is called Lip Sync Battle. Anyway, we'll get to all of that later. Right now, we're going to throw to our first break. Guys, welcome back to Uplate with Charlie Ranger. I hope they were some pretty great ads. Hopefully you've got some ideas of some early Christmas shopping or something like that. But before I go on too long about things that aren't important, I would like to welcome our very first guest ever on the show. She's been the leader of the Australian Sex Party since its foundation in 2009. And to keep the intro short, she's one of the most refreshing politicians you're ever likely to meet. Fiona Patton, welcome.
Charlie, thank you.
No worries. I think it's true, isn't it?
Well, look, I've heard people say that, but, it's not a really high bar.
Sure.
There,
sure, yeah.
actually,
Well,
so...
in this country, it's not.
No,
Some places
right.
they do okay.
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of refreshing people out there. Actually, I am going to Scandinavia, and I reckon they'll be refreshing.
Yeah, right.
Like Norska refreshing.
Is that going to be cold at this time of year?
I don't know.
Great. Well, we should talk about this for longer. This is great.
The weather in Scandinavia.
Fiona, I want to talk to you about a few things to do with the Australian Sex Party. The first being the name of it, which I'm sure you have heard, or been asked about so many times, bashing your head against a brick wall. But I want to know, I read that you first chose the name as a means of cutting through and getting your policies out there and heard. But did that also you know, at the same time mean that you had to fight off people not taking you seriously as a party?
It did, Charlie. And I mean, in some ways, it's kind of like, it's the poor man's name for a political party. When you don't have a lot of money, you've got to think of how are you actually going to break through. And, you know, we started the party out of frustration over a range of things. But the final straw was the internet filter that our Senator Conroy was proposing. And at that stage, we just said, right, we'll have to take it up to the ballot box to run these arguments. And thinking about a name, we thought, look, the Civil Liberties Party. But
right.
I did a bit of a straw poll. No one knew what that meant.
Do you?
I know what it
Yeah,
means.
sure,
I know
great.
what it means. You know, the secular party. Actually, I wanted to call ourselves the Liberal Party.
Okay.
You know, because that's what we were.
Well, that brings some baggage with it.
It does.
I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. And then I thought the ALP, the
Sure,
actual
right.
Liberal Party.
Yep.
But no, I mean, at the end of the day, we did need a name that would shine out on a ballot
Yep.
of a lot of people. And we thought we're around sex and censorship, we're around same-sex marriage, we're around sex education, sex discrimination, censorship, which generally when things are being censored, it boils down to sex. And what's wrong with that word? And so it did get us heard, and it is a double-edged sword. I mean, some people, I've had people say to me, I agree with every single one of your policies, but I could never vote for you because of your name.
Oh, well, they're
And
intelligent people. Then.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But you know, it's funny. I mean, now that I'm in Parliament, people just go, oh yeah, there's Fiona from the Sex Party.
Yeah.
You know, when I first got elected, there's Fiona from the Sex Party.
What's the worst joke that you've constantly had to put up with when you tell people, I'm the leader of the Australian Sex Party?
What time is
No.
the party? Can
No.
I bring a friend?
Oh, what time is the
Yeah,
party?
what time is the party?
God.
I know, it's so funny.
Wow, that's
know.
great. So that's like the one you just get all the time.
Yeah, get that a lot. Can I bring a friend?
Nice, yeah. Great.
You know,
Just really classy stuff.
classy stuff.
Yeah.
That's right. And now most people just go, "Can you change your name, please?
Can you?
Change? Oh, we can change it any time we like. I just can't think of a better one. The Air Party.
The Air Party?
Well, I'm just saying, sex is such a fundamental part of our lives. I mean,
Yeah.
we only breathe so we can have sex. I mean,
Right.
we're here to procreate. So it's such a fundamental part of our being that, yeah, you know, I don't know why everyone gets so hung up about it.
Sure.
You know, Sex Party, the common sense party. I think that has a nice ring to it. I think
It's
that
long.
kind of
It's
it's
long.
long.
You
It's
get
like,
tired
aren't
writing
you?
that
It's
out
long.
every
That's
time.
right. You know.
Which one are you from?
Yeah.
Oh, give me a minute.
No, and that's right. The Uber driver says, "Where are you from?" "I'm from the Sex Party, the Common Sense Party." You know, and he's already dropped you off.
Is it hard being a progressive party in the current Australian political climate?
It's you're kind of on a seat on your own. That's sure. Like, you know, there's not many friends in the cafe that sit at your table, but in Victoria, and I know this is unusual to say this, but you know, the government's not doing a bad job. You know, and they are relatively progressive, and Premier Andrews has set out a list of things to do which are around, you know, things like same-sex adoption or the apology around the homosexual laws that we've had, or so medicinal cannabis. So it's kind of a good time to be in there, and they need my vote. So
Okay.
as unprogressive or progressive as they may be, they need my vote.
Sure.
Not all the time, but sometimes. So it does give me a chance to hold my platform and actually achieve things. And society is moving in a progressive way. It's just the poor old politicians are catching up.
Is it just like listening to you speak about that there? Is it rewarding for you being a politician, or is it like, does it just wear you down sometimes? Because it looks pretty brutal from outside.
I think if you're part of one of the major parties, it's really brutal. Like, you know, you think that they're looking at their opposition across the way, but they're not. Their opposition's right behind them.
Right.
You know, it's seeing what happens with those large parties, that's brutal and scary. It can be. It can be hard, and you know, you're just one voice and you're trying to make a change, and I go in there with this kind of Pollyanna thing. Well, you know, I'll just come in here and change a few laws and do a few things, and yeah, it's not quite like that.
Yeah.
But no, I actually really enjoy it.
You have been successful as well, though, in your time in Parliament, haven't you?
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone really expected us to, you know, get a private member's bill up, you know, legalise Uber. Oh, I shouldn't possibly take complete credit for it, but I will, you know.
Yeah, of course.
You know, drugs inquiry, voluntary euthanasia.
Speaking of Uber, I'm going to interrupt you there because we have something set up tonight, which is a bit ridiculous, but we thought we'd
I'm nice
drag
to
out
all
one
Uber
of
drivers.
these
Oh,
amazing things,
wow.
and we thought we'd get you. Now, this is
I've
not.
seen them in the history books.
This is nothing to do with history books, with a little old TV show called Top Gear. We didn't take the idea from that.
Right,
we
never
were
watched
hoping
it.
you might. A is to
Oh my God,
accelerate, and then
on
you
live
can steer
television,
with the
so the
joystick.
blue
Yeah.
button is accelerating.
And I've just, yep, there we go. So hold the blue button down. Yes, DK. So I'm going to apologise because I totally gave you the control as the race was starting. We thought we'd do a bit of a hot lap, just because. Why not? And we thought if Q&A's watching, then they're going to get some great ideas.
Them. Like, what?
So this is what's called grass,
Right.
and this is a racetrack, and
I
that's so
see.
this is where you
Got ya.
want to stick to.
Right.
This is like a total blast from the past, and something we think more politicians
So
should
I
be getting
think,
involved with.
can I do a shortcut? No.
No, you can't. But, oh yeah, straight into the brick wall is kind of a shortcut. We're in 7th place. So Fiona, is this sort of something you could see coming into Victorian Parliament as a means of...
Look, we're not allowed to read newspapers in Parliament.
Really?
Really.
Oh, wow.
So
a bit of
this
DK
actually could
be
work.
perfect. Oh my God. Is it a tense environment every time you go in?
See, I walk
or-
a lot. I don't drive much.
Yeah, right. Well, clearly.
As you can see, I like to walk on the grass.
We were going to do all 3 laps, but at this rate, we might run out of time. But keep going.
There we go.
Look,
Oh,
here's a
did
hot
I
lap.
get him?
Yeah, keep going because we've still got a bit of time. So
can't
we'll
quite find
log that
straight.
first lap.
Yeah.
Is it a tense environment every time you go into Parliament, or is there a chance to?
It's less tense. It used to be really tense. I'd be really nervous, and but now it's you get a bit of a confidence. Not on this game though, really.
Yeah,
I think
right.
I'm actually better in Parliament than on this game.
Fantastic.
But, now I sort of do feel like I can say what I want to say.
That could be a dangerous thing.
I know, except for swearing. You're not allowed to swear.
Absolutely.
And I've learned that. And I haven't used parliamentary privilege to say mean things about anyone just yet. But
And rightly so.
I know.
And with that, Fiona, thank you so
you.
much for coming in. Thanks for putting up with our silly little Mario Kart.
No, that was great fun.
We're going to throw to another
Embarrassing.
break, and when we come back, we've got Melbourne-based band The Shabab coming up. Guys, thank you so much for coming back after that ad break. I'm sure that was as good as the first. Right now, we are extremely lucky to have The Shabab in studio. They've got Gala coming out. It's their LP launch. Friday, September the 16th, they're at the Curtain, just back from Perth, middle of their tour. Please welcome The Shabab.
Everybody's talking about a problem, sounds like they're talking about you and me. I hear the fear in their voices as we fail, well, what is them and me? Everybody's talking about a problem, sounds like they're talking about you and me. I hear the fear in their voices as we fail, well, what is them and me? They call me immigration flood. I am a terrorist at times. That's why your father lost his job. And I got pockets full of drugs. And we keep coming, but don't worry, mate. We keep boring faces.